Welcome to the Steve Storytime Sanctum Reading Room. Yeah, I know this doesn't look like much of a reading room, but it's wherever I decide to read. There's something I've seen some other authors do that kind of caught my attention. They read sections of their latest publications on video, kind of like as a promotional. I kind of like that idea. So in this new series of videos I'm putting together, I'll be reading intros and excerpts to some of the stories you can find on my bookshelf of published works. This particular reading will be of the opening of the science fiction novella All the Time in the World. This story, I might mention, is the first story in the series Some Other Time. You'll be seeing other stories from that series when I finish them. Curtis couldn't move his head enough to see the timepiece. Not that it mattered anymore. He stopped paying attention to this mistaken travel through the time dimension somewhere after the first 50 years. Pinned in place between the forward-moving fringe of time and the nothingness where the fringe was forever obliged to march towards. Yet he felt no friction, no fatigue, no hunger, no sensation of any kind. The all too familiar sense of futility with his chosen movements, perhaps. Involving himself in one more mission promising to give his disjointed life focus, yet having it punish him yet again for stepping too far away from where everyone else would go. Some of the last 5+ decades were spent regretting his agreement to experiment with the Traverser in the first place. But those thoughts always led to a blind hope that the approaching 2063 would offer some sort of explanation as to why the Traverser did not project his image and his consciousness backwards to a past he already knew, but instead bullied his entire body forward to a future he was warned might not even exist. Curtis sensed familiar movement to his right, barely within his peripheral. There were only 3 of the stalky aliens this time. Closer than before, never any clearer. Dark blue bodies, bleeding into black, blurring into a distance that didn't seem to exist. Thin lines mimicked the erratic movement of lightning streaking up and down the aliens' bodies. Yellow, sometimes orange, sometimes a color too nauseating for Curtis's sight. The aliens were moving towards him, conversing about him, definitely studying him. Their speech, always echoing from some distant place, was louder this time. His mind could finally pick out some of what they were saying. Something about relaxing. No, about letting go. About letting go of his guard, whatever that meant. The tones changed. So did the words. A layer of uneasiness draped over Curtis. The aliens wanted him to feel that way. They wanted his uneasiness to darken into unhappiness, irritation, anger, hatred. Hatred at himself. No, at someone else. He didn't recognize the woman's face he just saw in his mind. The aliens backed away. The voices went silent. So did the uninvited anger. The wall of blackness expanded backwards. Curtis could finally see depth. Stars appeared above him, overhead parking lot lights behind him, disfigured silhouettes before him, cracked and uneven pavement beneath him. Cold gusts went straight through his thin mesh football jersey and bit his skin. It made him shiver. He smiled anyway. After all this time of nothing, he could finally feel again. If this excerpt piqued your interest in any way, you can find the full story by following the link in the description below. Also, while you're here, if you could do me a great favor, please, help me make friends with the YouTube algorithm. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted whenever I release a new readings video, because even I don't know what the schedule is going to be just yet. Anyway, Thanks for visiting. See you next time.